Ever wondered why some people can solve complex problems with ease while others struggle? The secret lies in mastering three powerful tools: critical thinking, first principles thinking, and mathematical thinking. These are the keys to making better decisions, solving problems, and understanding the world around you. We will also uncover common errors in thinking that trip up even the smartest people and provide you with a handy cheat sheet to guide your thinking process. Critical thinking is a skill that involves various components, each contributing to the overall ability to think critically. These include logical thinking, analytical thinking, creative thinking, metacognition, and reflective thinking. Together, they enable us to make informed decisions and solve problems that impact our everyday lives. The first step in developing critical thinking is understanding and using the metas of thinking, like what, why, how, and why not. The second step is identifying chains of reasoning, which involves finding relevant data from credible sources, using appropriate methods, and evaluating the strengths and weaknesses and coherence in logic. We must consider all potential solutions using both conventional and unconventional methods. Additionally, having an iterative approach, constantly redefining our ideas, is essential. Another important component of critical thinking is understanding the consequences of an outcome. This is where first order and second order thinking come into play. First order thinking focuses on immediate short term outcomes and direct consequences. Second order thinking looks at long term indirect consequences of those immediate decisions or actions. First principles thinking revolves around deconstructing a problem or system into its basic foundational elements and understanding them from the ground up. For example, breaking down complex issues into simpler core elements. Once we grasp these underlying principles, we can rearrange, modify, and integrate them into something bigger and better. When I mention mathematical thinking, people often assume I'm talking about arithmetic or calculations. However, I'm more interested in the abstract aspects of mathematics, like logic and probability. Mathematics in its entirety is a study of patterns, like the Fibonacci sequence or advanced calculus. This abstract thinking is invaluable for making informed decisions. Take probability theory, for example. Sometimes we don't have enough data to make decisions, but as entrepreneurs or leaders, we are often pressed for time and must decide without complete information. Probability theory helps by allowing us to calculate the odds in favor of or against a particular event, enabling us to make better decisions. An advanced application of this is seen in game theory, which often involves probabilistic thinking in mixed strategies, such as the Nash equilibrium in the prisoner's dilemma. Other strategies include min-max strategy, max-min strategy, zero-sum games, and mixed strategies. However, game theory often overlooks one critical aspect: human emotions. Our strategies can be arbitrary at times and don't always align with optimal strategy as game theory suggests. For instance, I play chess. When I am up against stockfish and losing, the optimal strategy might be to quit because machines make fewer errors. But when playing against someone with a lower or equal rating, I often play until the end, even if I'm losing. There is always a chance they might make a big blunder or that I might achieve a stalemate. This kind of scenario is common in high pressure situations where we must keep our emotions in check to make optimal decisions. Some common errors in thinking include cognitive biases and cognitive dissonance. There are numerous biases such as social proof bias, liking bias, disliking bias, authoritative bias, and envy jealousy bias, among others. Being aware of these biases can be beneficial when making decisions. Another error to watch out is cognitive dissonance. Suppose you hold a belief and evidence is presented against it, causing a conflict. You now have two options: either reframe your belief or downplay or ignore the evidence. Often we choose to ignore the evidence. When faced with biases and cognitive dissonance, the right approach is to take a step back, take a deep breath, and then make a decision based on logic and evidence. At the end of the day, learning is about confronting misconceptions and prejudices. As Immanuel Kant discussed in his Critique of Pure Reason, our understanding of the world is shaped by the structure and the principles of our minds. Here's a cheat sheet to help your thinking process. Start asking better questions to get better answers. Be skeptical and curious of the things around you. Be aware of assumptions and biases as they might affect your thinking process. Above all, consider the outcomes and the consequences of your chosen actions. And that's it for now. I hope you gain some valuable insights. Subscribe to my channel. We'll see you in the next one.